Hello, how's everyone doing? I just wanted to reach out and speak on the topic today about becoming. Because I was adopted into a family that was very, very toxic, and the immaturity of my mind didn't know right from wrong, I found myself always drowning and fighting from the bottom. So everything that I did, it just always felt like I was working twice. And the reason why I say that is after I found out that I was adopted at 10 years old, everything changed. I was always trying to figure out who I was and what I needed to do. I graduated top of my class a whole year early, but everybody in my family didn't really have the goals and aspirations like I did. I was already modeling and doing pageants and thinking that's what I wanted to do, but a year after graduated, I had my son, and not knowing how to find a good relationship, I started repeating the same unhealthy, toxic relationships with guys because what I was birthed into. It wasn't until I walked with God that I realized what type of relationship was healthy for me to grow. And that's sad, but that's most of us. So I still kept becoming who I was. So I kept going to school, even though I had a child, and by this time a second child was on the way. Still not understanding that I should have never had kids until I was mentally ready, not even financially. Because if you're mentally ready and spiritually ready, you'll know, okay, I can't have any kids if I don't have a job to afford them. Makes sense. I had it backwards. Well, if I have the finances, I can take care of the kid. No, you can be a millionaire. But if you're not mentally ready to take care of a human being, doesn't matter how much money you have in the world, which is why we have repeated issues of people still trying to become who they are at the age of 60. So with that being said, I kept trying to become who I was. I kept going to school for stuff in the medical field because I wanted to be a doctor after I couldn't do modeling no more because of the kids and having someone to watch them. Then I got in the paralegal field, got in the attorney field until I winded up in transportation with my husband. But still, I kept going to all of these different schools, but not realizing the amount of money that I was going to get and the time it was going to take for me to get into these positions. It wasn't any point. I kept trying to better myself on something that was unattainable with everything that was on my plate. There's nothing wrong with reaching high, but if you don't have a plan and your vision is cloudy, it's not going to make sense. You got to focus on one thing and keep striving for that one thing. And that took me almost 30 years to realize. Thank God I finally realized that, because all these schools I kept going to, paying this money, going to apply for the job, couldn't get the job. I didn't even need to keep going to school. All I needed to do was focus on one job, get there early, not on time, because if you're on time, you're late. Get there early and focus on that one job. Go to work, go home, take care of my kids. That's it. Don't start any problems, don't start any issues, and just keep becoming that person. If I change job, that's okay, but still stay focused on that one entity and keep focusing on me and my kids. That's all I needed to do instead of being all over the place, but I had no one to help guide me. So that's why I went to so many colleges. That's why I had so many jobs. I thank God for the people and things that I met, but it put me to almost, a position to where I was living paycheck to paycheck. It put me in a position to where, wow, you went to all these schools, you worked all these jobs, but you don't have a house that's paid off or a car that's paid off. No, because I was just running through jobs and running through careers and running through everything, still trying to take care of myself and the kids. And that's what happens when you don't have a focused vision plan every day that you can go and you can tackle and you can just make sure you complete the task, because God's going to help you the rest of the way. You don't have to figure everything out. But as long as you stay focused and you execute it each day, like one brick at a time. Rome wasn't built in a day. But if you take one brick and you lay that brick as best as you can, one day at a time, and keep your eyes on that vision, keep your eyes on that execution, then after a couple months, maybe even a couple years, you look back and be like, wow, that was God. I don't know how I got there, but I just stayed focused. I stayed on that path. It was hard, but I got there. Instead of one day I'm a doctor, one day I'm a model, one day I'm a phlebotomist, one day I'm a wife, one day no, you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to have a whole bunch of little fires everywhere, a whole bunch of little degrees everywhere, and nothing else to go with it. So yes, it is okay to have multiple jobs and multiple streams of income after you've established one strong one. So that way, if something happens to you mentally, physically, spiritually, you can still sit back and that residual income is coming in. Maybe you bought a house, maybe you bought a car, whatever it is, that income is still rolling in for you to where it's okay if something happens. So that's what I'm in now. That's what I'm still becoming. So until next time, keep becoming who God intended for you to be by executing yourself every day. Be focused, be driven, and execute. Until next time, have a good day.